Hi, and welcome to the Black Creek Pioneer Village. I'm Emmanuel Beliveau with Exhibit Showcase. On behalf of the TRCA and the Living City Foundation, we're going to talk to you today about sustainable food practices. I'm off to meet a local vor herself, Latoya Fagan, owner and chef of Twist Catering. Hi Latoya.
Hey.
Okay, so I understand you're the person to talk to when it comes to speaking about local food. So the question of the day is, what does local food mean to you?
Local food means to me is buying food closest to its harvesting source, generally within about 50 kilometers, maybe max about 100 kilometers. That way I'm going to guarantee myself the freshest and tastiest product.
Now, is it to say that food that comes from maybe Costa Rica or Florida isn't as fresh or as tasty?
Well, definitely they wouldn't be as fresh because you got to think about they're traveling on a ship or a bus or a truck or wherever it is coming here, whereas our foods that are grown just about 50 kilometers from right where we're standing right now, we're getting fresh from our local farmers, we're helping our local economy, and we're going to keep everybody employed, and it's good times all around.
Okay, so speaking of getting products right here, we're in a store, and obviously there's products around us that are actually made locally. Are there anything on the shelves that you can talk to us about?
Oh, definitely. One of my favorites personally is this pumpkin pie in a jar.
Nice.
Yeah, so this is going to taste exactly like pumpkin pie. You can just spread it on anything, and it's great. This is all of our stuff with actually Ontario pumpkins. So again, right back to you.
I got to double check this. Let me double check this. Okay, it says here, sugar, Ontario pumpkin, right here on the label. See, sugar and Ontario pumpkin.
Yep.
Okay, so we know what local food is.
Yep.
So maybe you can give me some tips and ideas of ways we can support the local industry?
Oh, I got a couple tips. Want me to take a walk and I'll show you?
Let's do that.
Okay.
Well, just like you, I'm all about participating. So the question is, what are some of the ways that we can support local farms? Latoya?
Number one rule is we have to learn to cook. That's
Okay.
really, we have to learn to cook, and that's going to be really key in helping our movement. Another great thing is building your own backyard nursery or just building your own backyard garden. Lots of great things that we can grow here. We can do great beans, we can do heirloom tomatoes, a variety of tomatoes, as a matter of fact, some peppers, squash, beans, fantastic stuff that we can grow.
Now, we've talked a lot about vegetables and produce. Now, eating locally means a lot more than that. What about meat?
Oh, meat's great, and I'm glad that you asked that, because a lot of people, I think that when they're thinking of sustainable food or thinking of produce and produce only and becoming a vegetarian, and I know me, I love my meat.
Yeah.
Okay?
Okay, yeah.
So, and I mean, Ontario, if we're not just looking, like if we're looking Canada-wide, like Alberta has some of the best beef for me, personally, I think, in the world. You can talk to your farmers and you can ask them, you can buy a whole cow, get a couple family and friends together and you guys split that, and you have your freezer stocked for like a good year, and they'll cut it into any cuts of meat that you want, whether it be ground meat, steaks, flanks, shoulder, all that.
So basically what you're saying is when it comes to eating locally, it's got nothing to do whether you're eating vegetables or meat. It's really just basic proximity. It's eating things that grow locally.
It's definitely things that grow locally and just supporting our local farmers and helping out our local economy.
So thank you for those great tips. Now, you know what the tips are, so get out there and support your local farms. Now we know you don't need to be a pioneer to eat sustainably. However, it does give us an opportunity to get our hands dirty. So Latoya, tell me, here in Canada we tend to have one growing season, at least we all assume we do, but that isn't the case, is it?
No, not at all. We can grow in all different seasons. We can plant in the fall for winter, we can plant in winter for spring. Right now, like great season, a lot of things that are growing seasonally would definitely be our carrots, turnips, beets, we got cabbages, peas, pumpkins, of course, love them. Great things.
So obviously this being fall, it's all about pumpkins right now. Now I'm accustomed to eating a pumpkin pie and carving them up for Halloween.
Yeah.
What are other things I can do with pumpkins?
Oh, I have a million recipes I can give you for pumpkins. We have, we can do a pumpkin acorn soup, we can do a pumpkin gratin, we can do pumpkin cookies, pumpkin muffins, and one of my personal favorites, a nice pumpkin chili.
Ooh, yummy.
Yeah, it's hearty, it's meaty, it's that soup that's a meal, you got everything in there.
Wait a minute, do you eat that with a fork or a spoon?
We're gonna go with a spoon.
All right, okay, so we got pumpkins here. Why don't we grab a pumpkin and go to the kitchen? You can show me how to cook it up?
Absolutely.
All right, let's go.
Let's go.
After you. here we are in Latoya's second home, the kitchen. Alrighty, so there's the pumpkins that we got from the garden.
Yeah.
It's all chopped up and ready to go.
Yes.
What can we do with that?
Lots of different things. We talked about a couple different recipes. We talked about that potato gratin. We talked about the pumpkin cookies and the pumpkin cakes. My favorite is that pumpkin chili we were talking about. So again, with that pumpkin chili, you just want to make sure you get all these, the tough part, get that skin off. We're going to cube that up while that's sauteing up. Let that get soft, and then we're going to throw in all of our other ingredients for our chili. Some like those tomatoes, for instance, that we got from our gardens. We're going to let that simmer while that's cooking away. Another great little idea here is some of these pumpkin seeds that we have. Okay. So these pumpkin seeds, I mean, let's not let anything get to waste. So we're just going to season those up with a little bit of salt and pepper, put them on a flat baking sheet, pop them in the oven on 350 for about 20 minutes, and a great little snack for you and your guests.
So what was the #1 rule you said about eating sustainably?
My #1 rule, you gotta cook.
Right, you gotta cook. So you gotta know how to do all this stuff and put it all together.
Absolutely. You can get lots of these great recipes at our wonderful website at www.charlessauriol.ca.
Okay, fantastic. Now, I know some great recipes on that website. I was thinking I could probably go and learn how to cook them, but I was thinking maybe I'd just wait for your invitation.
Absolutely.
Fantastic. All right, well, thank you, Latoya, for your time.
All right, thanks, Emmanuel.
Really, really appreciate it.
Okay.
And thank you all for watching, and we'll see you guys next year.
Bye.
Thank you.